Hey guys, so look at that. We've got a picture here. Today we're going to talk about lesson 4-5. And we're going to talk about converting measurement units. So I'm going to write that down. Lesson 4-5, converting measurement units. Now, this is also known as dimensional analysis. So, dimensional means dimensions, units of measure, and you're going to look at those units of measure to help you solve a problem. So that's like analyzing or analysis. Today's date is 10/2/18. So we've got this conversion chart, and these are some basic conversions that you should be familiar with. Now, I know what you learned in 5th grade. Your teacher gave you some conversion numbers between ounces, cups, pints, quarts, gallons, and so on, and said sometimes, depending on what label you were going to, you either multiplied or you divided by the conversion factor. Well, we're not going to deal with it that way. What we're going to do is tie this into this whole chapter so far about multiplication with fractions. So the main thing I need you to pay attention to is this. Have and we're going to end with want. And to get from what we have to what we want, we are going to need something. And that need is what is in that chart below. Okay, so let's kind of fill in, what do I have? So have is the given measurement. The need is the conversion factor for that measurement to the measurement you want. So the conversion, too green. Let's go a little darker on that one. Sorry about that. Ooh, that's bright. The measurement conversion. Now, the thing about this measurement conversion is we're going to write it as a fraction. Okay. And in our examples, you're going to see that I'm going to take the label I want is going to go on top, and the label I want to get rid of is going to go on the bottom. So just like we can cancel out common factors in a numerator and a denominator, we can also cancel out matching labels. And I kind of talked about this before, is helping me to figure out what math do I do based on the labels will tell me how to get to the answer. So want is the label or the unit of measure for the final answer. For the final answer. Now, the reason why the screen looks so weird is because I took a picture of this conversion chart and used it on a piece of paper. So that's why it looks so funny. Okay? So what we're going to end up doing is multiplying what I have by what I need. Now, sometimes I don't need just one thing. I might need several things. Okay? And so what I need, and then however many times, and then that should equal what I want. Okay? Now, this is all that we're going to write on the first page of our notes. Now, this set of notes should be written on the back of the page we just put the tab on today in class, or yesterday in class. So that's where that's going to go. And what we're going to do is use another photo bowl. Now, I'm just going to take a picture of it and show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go to the next screen, and we're going to add it in. So this foldable I gave you guys in class today, and all you're going to do is fold this page which has the examples telling you what you have and telling you what you want. Okay, the labels are telling you have gallons, you want quarts. Okay, and you're not going to go the edge of the paper to the edge of the paper because you want the label dimensional analysis to show up. Okay, and then we're going to open it up. And through the magic, the miracle of this magic, you can see what the foldable looks like on the inside. So what we're going to do is explore what we have and what we want. So I'm going to go back a page, and we're going to talk about that. So remember, our have was blue. So what we have is 22 gallons. That's our have. What we want is purple, and that's going to be the label quarts. So our job is to try to figure out, how can I convert gallons to quarts? So I'm going to go back one page and look at my, see here, and see if I can see gallons and quarts. And if you notice, right here, it says that 1 gallon is the same as 4 quarts. So right there, I found what I need to take what I have and give me what I want. Okay? So let's go ahead. Actually, I think I'll erase that. We'll leave it there. No, we'll erase it. All right, let's go back. And so let's start this. So here's how it looks. I'm going to start with what I have, which is 22 gallons. I'm going to use the label. Now I'm going to take that conversion, that 1 gallon is the same as 4 quarts, and I'm going to write it as a fraction. But what I want to do is the label I want, quarts, needs to go on top. So there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So notice I can create a fraction from the guy over on the left by giving him a denominator of 1. And I can go ahead and cancel gallons with gallons. So my answer is now in the format that I want. My answer has a label of quarts. And now what I do is the math. Okay, so I've got 22 times 4 is 88. 1 times 1 is 1. And then I divide. 88 divided by 1 is 88. So my answer is 22 gallons is the same thing as 88 quarts. Okay, let's look at the second one. Now this one is a little trickier, right? How many fluid ounces does a 2-liter bottle of soda hold? Okay, so what do we have? We have a 2-liter bottle. That's my have, so I'm just going to use an H. And then what is it that I want? I want fluid ounces. That's what I want. So what I need to do is look back at my conversion chart. And do I have something between fluid ounces and cups? And what I have, well, I guess I did erase it, is this guy right there. 1 cup is equal to 8 ounces. Now that would be fluid ounces, by the way, not the same as a weight ounce. Okay, so that's my conversion I'm going to use. So let's start with what I know. Oh, fluid ounces. That's cups. That's right. So now we need to figure out how to get liters to go to cups. So let's see, was there something else there? Liters and cups. Liters and cups. Let's see. We have nothing here for liters and cups. But I tell you what, I'm going to tell you. You're not going to have to know this one, but this is just an example. Okay. So we're going to start with our 2-liter bottle. And so, in fact, I'm going to do capital L for liters. So then I'm going to go ahead and multiply it by what I need. And let's see. So here's a conversion that wasn't on there. But again, you're not being held accountable for anything unusual. So cups are going to go on top because I want to get rid of liters. So that is the same as 1 liter. But my answer wants to be in fluid ounces. That's what I want to have over here is going to be fluid ounces, or I jokingly call them flosses. And we're going to go ahead and multiply by conversion between cups and ounces. So that's the one that we had highlighted, and that one is going to be 1 cup. I put it on the bottom because remember, I want fluid ounces for my answer. And then it was 8 ounces or fluid ounces or flosses. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and erase the flosses because I didn't give myself a whole lot of room to work. And let's just see what we can cancel out. So liters cancels with liters. By the way, I could give it a denominator of 1. Cups cancels with cups. So I'm left with the fluid ounces. So that part is exactly what I want. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have 2 times 4.23 times 8. So we really are going to end up with 16 times 4.23. Here, I'll do the x, and over 1. So off to the side, I'm going to just do it up to the top here. I'm going to take 423 and multiply it by 16. So I get 18, 12 and 1 is 13, 24 and 1 is 25. Put in a placeholder, 3, 2, 4, add up, and I get 8, 6, 7, 6. I'm going to move that equal sign. Let's try that again, shall we? So that gives me 8, 6, 7, 6. So my answer should have 2 digits after the decimal point. 1 here, 1 here. So that's going to move it back twice. And I'm going to get 67.68. And the label I wanted, which are those fluid ounces or flosses. Okay? All right, the next one says, including the end zone, what is the length of a football field in inches? Hint, a football field is 120 yards long. So what do I have? I have 120 yards. That's my H. What do I want? That's going to be the length of the football field in inches. Okay, so let's set up the original problem, the what I have. And I have 120 yards. Now, I'm going to give that a denominator of 1. And then I'm going to go back and look at my chart, and I want to go from yards to inches. Let's see if I have anything there, yards to inches. Let's see, I have yards to feet. Oh, let's go to green. So let's erase that last. So I have yards to feet, and then I know, because I've done it so much, that I also know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So I'm going to use that in combination to get my answer. Okay, so then we end up with starting our process. And let's go what we know from yards. So we need 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. And then we're going to go from that, from feet, 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. Now, some of you might know that 1 yard is 36 inches, so you could go directly from yards to inches. So that's a possibility. So look what happens. Yards cancels with yards, and feet cancels with feet, leaving me in inches, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to put that label over here, inches. So let's see. I've got 120 times 36 over 1. So let's do the math over here, and I get 120 over 36, and I get a 0, 12, 7, placeholder 0, 6, 3. So 0 to 13, 4. Now there's no decimal points, so let me move my inch label a little bit more, what I want. And I get for my answer 4,320 inches. And that's my final answer. And I've been slacking on boxing my answers up here. Yeah, it's time for Rosner to go to bed. All right, next one. An model airplane flies 22 feet in 2 seconds. What's the plane's speed in miles per hour? Ooh, this is interesting. We have two labels we need to deal with. So what we have is 22 feet in 2 seconds. What we want is miles per hour. Ooh, this is cool. So let's see. 22 feet, 2 seconds. So I need to convert seconds to hours, and I need to convert feet to miles. Okay? So let's see what we can see on our little chart here. And let's get rid of these marks here, get them out of the way. So let's see. Ooh, first thing I see, straight away, a mile is 5,280 feet. Now, let's see, we have hours, or seconds, and we want to go to hours. So seconds goes to minutes. 60 seconds is a minute, and there's 60 minutes in an hour. Ooh, so I'm going to have to use more conversions. Look at that, 3 of them. Awesome. All right, let's erase all those, and let's go forward. Oops, look at that. All right, let's try this the other way. Get rid of all of you guys. Go away. All right. So we're going to use our first conversion. Let's do the feet and miles. So that first conversion would be 1 mile. Again, we want miles on top because that's the label we have in front. And then we're going to have 5,280 feet. And then we're going to multiply. So that's going to get rid of the feet. And it's going to give us the miles in the place we wanted. So now we have to deal with seconds. So next conversion would be that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now, why did I write it that way? Because I needed to get rid of the seconds from the bottom with the seconds on the top. Now, right now my answer is in miles per minute, but the question says it wants to know what it is miles per hour. And so last, we've got 60 minutes is the same as 1 hour. And so the minutes can cancel with the minutes, leaving me with miles on top and hours on the bottom. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of cross-canceling, okay, because I think that's interesting to watch. I know that 2 goes into itself once and into 22 11 times. Let's see, there's a extra 0. I can cross off 1 for 1. See, those digits add up to 15, so I know that 528 is divisible by 3, and 6 is divisible by 3, so let's do that. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then this is going to go in 3 times. It's going to go in once, which is going to give me 2 left over. 3 is going to go into 22 7 times, with 1 left over, and 3 is going to go into 18 6 times. But guess what? 2 can go into 176 evenly, so we're going to divide a 2 out of each of those. 2 goes into 17 8 times, which is 16 with 1 left over, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. Okay, now look at that. Wait a second. It just gets better. 11 goes into itself once and into 88 8 times. Ooh, that color got kind of hard to see. Let's go a little brighter. And then we have a factor of 4 that 60 and 8 have in common. So that gives me a 15, and that gives me a 2. So my answer is going to be a really simple 7/2. Uh-oh. Or 15/2. Uh-oh. Remember what we talked about this before? When our label, we got the label we want. We have miles on top and we have hours on the bottom. But nobody's going to say I'm going 15 halves miles per hour. That's ridiculous. So we're going to change it to a mixed number. So 2 goes into, let's do the math over here. 2 goes into 15 7 times, which is 14, with 1 left over. So we're going to get a final answer of 7.5, and you could do 7.5 as well, miles per hour. Okay. We have one more. And actually, you know, we won't even do the last one because that was such a doozy, the one before. I'm happy to leave it at that point. So, good luck, guys.